Have you ever had a great idea in a meeting and then just watched everyone move on without you ever saying it? Okay, hi everyone. Welcome back to English Everyday Show. I'm Chloe.
And I'm Jake, and today we're talking about exactly that moment, the one where the idea's right there and it just doesn't come out.
It happened to a coworker of mine, in front of the whole team. So, my coworker Diego, he's new, moved here a few months ago. English is his third language, actually.
Impressive already.
Right. And in our team meeting last week, he had this really good idea about our workflow, something that would have saved us hours a week.
Okay, so what happened?
He raises his hand, starts talking, and halfway through the sentence, he just stumbles, loses the word he's looking for.
Oh no.
And before he can find it, someone else just jumps in and changes the subject. Meeting moves on, just like that.
Did he try again?
No, he just sat there the rest of the meeting, didn't say another word.
That's rough. I think almost everyone's had a version of that. The idea's right there, and then the moment's just gone.
Exactly. And it's not about not having good ideas. It's about not knowing how to get them out in the moment. So today, 3 parts.
First, the actual phrases for jumping into a conversation and making your point clearly.
Second, why your brain kind of freezes in the first place.
And third, real techniques to build confidence so it happens less.
And stick around till the end, because we're coming back to Diego. What he did a few weeks later actually surprised me.
This one's honestly one of the most useful episodes we've done for Real Office English.
Let's start with the phrases.
Okay, Chloe, first phrase, and it's the one Diego needed most. Jump in.
This means entering a conversation, usually one that's already moving fast, without waiting for a perfect pause.
Sorry to jump in, but I think there's a faster way to do this.
And that sorry to jump in part matters. It's the polite way to interrupt in English without sounding rude.
Good note. Next, make a point.
This just means stating a clear idea or argument. I want to make a point about the timeline.
Simple, but useful. Next phrase, get straight to the point.
This means skipping the small talk and saying the main idea directly. Let me get straight to the point. I think we should push the deadline.
Which honestly is a great skill in meetings. Nobody wants a 5-minute wind-up.
Right, next, circle back to.
This means returning to a topic later, usually because there's not time now. Can we circle back to that after the budget discussion?
Great for holding your ground without derailing the whole meeting.
Last phrase, to sum up.
Use to close your point quickly. To sum up, I think this approach saves us time and money.
Quick question, which of these would have actually helped Diego in that moment?
Probably jump in. Honestly, if he'd had that phrase ready, he could have said sorry to jump in and bought himself a second to find his words.
That's such a small phrase to make such a big difference.
There's one more I want to add, actually. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, this one's great for when you're not totally sure of your idea.
Right. It lets you contribute without sounding overconfident. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the client meeting is on Thursday, not Friday.
It's a nice safety net. You get to speak up even when you're only like 90% sure.
True, and honestly, most people are more forgiving of a wrong guess than of total silence.
That's a good way to put it. Okay, quick question. Out of everything so far, which phrase do you actually use the most day to day?
Probably to sum up. I use it constantly to end my own rambling.
Ha, same. For me, it's jump in. I use it almost every meeting now.
It really is. Okay, let's lock these 5 in.
Word 1, jump in, Jumpin.
To enter a conversation, especially one already in progress.
She jumped in right as he was finishing his sentence.
Word 2, straightforward, STRAIGHTFORWARD.
Straightforward, clear and direct, no unnecessary complexity.
Keep your explanation straightforward so everyone can follow.
Word 3, concise, CONCISE.
Concise, saying something clearly using few words.
His answer was short and concise, exactly what the room needed.
Word 4, circle back. Already used as a phrase, but worth locking in as its own pocket word.
Let's circle back to that point once we've covered the budget.
And word 5, sum up. SUMUP.
To summarize briefly, to sum up, we're moving forward with option 2.
And one more use of it. To sum up, does anyone have final questions before we close?
Nice. That works for wrapping up a whole meeting, not just your own point.
5 words, locked in.
All right, smooth it out. I want to jump in the conversation.
Small preposition fix. It's jump into the conversation, not jump in the conversation when there's an object after it. Just jump in alone works fine without an object.
Good catch. Next, can we circle back on that later?
Circle back to, not circle back on. That's the fixed preposition here.
Last one. Let me to sum up quickly.
No to needed before sum up when it's used this way. Just, let me sum up quickly.
One more. I made a point about the deadline, isn't it?
That tag question doesn't fit here at all. Just drop it. I made a point about the deadline is complete on its own.
These little extra words really do sneak in.
Okay, quick scene. Jake, you're mid-explanation in a meeting, and I need to jump in.
So basically, if we shift the launch date by 2 weeks, we'll have more time for testing and...
Sorry to jump in. Can I make a point real quick? I think 2 weeks might not be enough anyway.
Fair point. What are you thinking?
Let's circle back to the exact number later, but to sum up, I'd rather we're safe than rushed.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't we already push this once before?
We did, actually, which is exactly why I want to be careful this time.
That's fair. Let's revisit it after this section.
And scene. Okay, so now you've got the phrases. But knowing the words doesn't fix the panic in your chest right before you speak.
Right, and that's actually the more interesting part. Let's talk about why that happens.
Quick thing first. If this is useful, hit subscribe, because part B gets pretty personal. So Jake, you've told me before you used to struggle with this too, right?
Oh, big time. My first job here, I'd rehearse sentences in my head before saying them out loud in meetings.
Translating first?
Constantly, and by the time I translated it in my head, the meeting had already moved to a different topic.
That's such a common trap, and there's actually a phrase for it. Translate in your head.
I used to translate in my head before speaking, which made me way slower than everyone else.
Next phrase. Put on the spot.
This means being suddenly asked to respond, with no time to prepare.
I froze because my manager put me on the spot in front of the whole team.
That's exactly what it felt like. Next, second guess yourself.
This means doubting your own idea right as you're about to say it,
I had the answer, but I second guessed myself and stayed quiet.
which happens to native speakers too, by the way, not just English learners.
True, but it's worse when you're also worried about grammar on top of it.
Fair point. Next phrase, overthinking it.
Spending too much mental energy analyzing something instead of just doing it.
I was overthinking it so much that I missed my chance to speak at all.
Last phrase, lose your train of thought.
This means forgetting what you were about to say, mid-sentence.
I lost my train of thought halfway through and just went blank.
That's basically what happened to Diego. He wasn't wrong. He just lost his train of thought at the worst possible moment.
And once that happens, the fear of it happening again makes it worse next time.
There's actually a phrase for that spiral too. Get in your own head.
Oh, I do this constantly. It means overthinking so much that you basically talk yourself out of speaking at all.
I got in my own head before the presentation and almost didn't go up there.
It's such a specific feeling, like your own brain becomes the obstacle, not the actual meeting.
Exactly, it becomes a cycle. Quick question for you. When did you first notice yourself doing this?
Honestly, my very first week here, I had a simple answer to a question and just sat there, translating it 3 times in my head before the moment passed.
3 times?
3 times. By then, someone else had already answered.
That's exactly the cycle we're talking about. Okay, let's lock in the words.
Word 1. Anxious. Anxious.
Feeling nervous or worried about something about to happen.
She felt anxious before every team meeting.
Word 2. Self-conscious. Hyphenated, 2 words.
Overly aware of how others might judge you.
He was self-conscious about his accent, even though nobody noticed.
Word 3. Hesitate. Hesitate.
To pause because of uncertainty or nervousness.
Don't hesitate. Just say what's on your mind.
Word 4. Freeze up. 2 words.
To suddenly be unable to speak or act, usually from nerves.
I completely froze up when everyone turned to look at me.
And word 5. Overanalyze. Overanalyze.
To think about something too much, past the point of usefulness.
I overanalyzed my sentence so long that the moment passed.
And a second example. Stop overanalyzing it. Just say what you're thinking.
That one's handy, since it's often said as advice to someone else, too.
5 more locked in.
I was put in the spot during the meeting.
Small fix. Put on the spot. Not in. Fixed phrase. I was put on the spot.
I hesitated to say something for the meeting.
Just drop 4 there. I hesitated to say something during the meeting. Or simply, at the meeting.
Last one. I freeze up since I moved to this job.
Same duration issue as always. Should be present perfect. I've frozen up since I moved to this job.
One more. I get in my head too much of the time.
Small fix. It's get in my own head. Not in my head too much of the time. The fixed phrase needs own. I get in my own head too much.
All right, scene 2. 2 coworkers grabbing coffee after a meeting.
That meeting was rough. My manager put me on the spot with that question, and I totally froze up.
I noticed. What happened?
I had an answer, honestly, but I second-guessed myself right as I opened my mouth.
I do that constantly too. I end up overanalyzing every sentence before I say it.
Same. By the time I've translated it in my head, the moment's already gone.
Honestly, I think I get in my own head worse when it's a bigger meeting.
Same here. Small team calls don't bother me nearly as much.
For what it's worth, you're definitely not the only one.
And scene. Quick one. Comment the English word that best describes how you feel right before speaking in a meeting. Anxious, hesitant, whatever fits.
We'll pick a few and react to them in a future episode.
And if you want to actually practice this stuff with real people, our community group is linked below.
Now, how do you actually fix this?
First phrase. Pause before you speak.
Instead of rushing, take 1 second to gather your thought first.
I've started pausing before I speak, and it's made me sound way more confident.
Next, keep it simple.
Use short, clear sentences instead of trying to sound impressive with complicated ones.
When I'm nervous, I just keep it simple. Short sentences, one idea at a time.
Next phrase. Ask for clarification.
If you don't understand something, ask instead of guessing and staying silent.
I asked for clarification instead of just nodding and staying confused.
Next, practice out loud.
Rehearsing your sentences by actually speaking them, not just thinking them.
I practice out loud in the shower before big meetings. Sounds silly, but it works.
Last phrase. Build your confidence.
Gradually becoming more sure of yourself through repeated small wins.
Every time I speak up and it goes fine, it builds my confidence a little more.
Quick one for you. What actually helped you the most with this?
Honestly, keeping it simple. I used to try to sound smart with long sentences, and it just made me freeze more.
Once you drop that pressure, it gets so much easier.
There's one more phrase worth adding. Give yourself permission to pause.
I love this one. It reframes silence as okay instead of something to panic about.
Exactly. I gave myself permission to pause for a second before answering, and it actually made me sound more confident, not less.
That's the opposite of what most people assume, right? We think pausing looks weak.
It really is the opposite. A short pause reads as thoughtful, not unsure.
Quick one for you. Has that idea actually changed how you act in meetings?
Completely. I used to fill every silence with filler words. Now I just let the pause happen.
That's a small mindset shift with a pretty big payoff.
That's it. Okay, last 5 words.
Word 1. Clarity. C-L-A-R-I-T-Y.
A clear, easy-to-understand quality in what you say.
Speaking slowly gave her more clarity in stressful moments.
Word 2. Confidence. C-O-N-F-I-D-E-N-C-E.
A feeling of self-assurance, especially when speaking.
His confidence grew every time he spoke up in meetings.
Word 3. Rehearse. R-E-H-E-A-R-S-E.
To practice something before doing it for real.
I rehearsed my answer twice before the meeting started.
Word 4. Articulate, as a verb here.
To express an idea clearly and effectively.
She articulated her point so well that everyone understood immediately.
And word 5. Composed. C-O-M-P-O-S-E-D.
Calm and in control, especially under pressure.
He stayed composed even when he was put on the spot.
And one more use. Take a breath and stay composed before you answer.
That pairs well with pause before you speak from earlier.
15 words total today.
You should to pause before you speak.
No to after should. Just, you should pause before you speak.
She gave me a confidence to speak up.
Confidence is uncountable, so no A, just she gave me confidence to speak up.
Last one. I am rehearsing this speech since Monday.
Present perfect continuous fits better. I've been rehearsing this speech since Monday.
One more. I gave myself a permission to pause.
Permission is uncountable here too. No A. Just, I gave myself permission to pause.
Last scene. I'm mentoring you before a big presentation.
I'm honestly terrified. What if I freeze up again?
You won't. Just pause before you speak and keep your sentences simple.
And if I don't understand a question?
Ask for clarification. Nobody thinks less of you for that.
Hey, I've been practicing out loud all week, actually.
Then you're more ready than you think. And remember, give yourself permission to pause if you need a second.
That actually helps just hearing it out loud.
This builds confidence one meeting at a time.
And scene. Now let's go back to Diego.
So what happened with him?
A few weeks after that meeting, we had another one. Bigger, with the whole department. And Diego had another idea.
Did he say it this time?
He did. Right as someone was moving to the next topic, he said, "Sorry to jump in, but can I make a point?" Whole room paused.
No freezing this time?
He paused before he spoke, kept his sentence simple, just said the workflow idea in like 2 short sentences instead of trying to explain everything at once.
And
People loved it. My manager actually said, "Can we circle back to this after the meeting?" And Diego just smiled and said, "Sure." To sum up, I think it could save us real time.
from frozen silence to that.
Exactly. He told me afterward, "I've been rehearsing that exact sentence in the mirror for a week." It wasn't magic. It was just preparation and one small phrase.
Sorry to jump in, changed the whole outcome.
It really did. And he told me he'd also been giving himself permission to pause whenever he felt that panic rising, instead of forcing the next word out immediately.
So the phrases were half of it, and the mindset shift was the other half.
Exactly both. So if you've ever gone quiet in a meeting because the moment felt too fast, it's not about your English level. It's about having the right small phrase ready and giving yourself permission to pause when you need it. Quick recap. Part A gave us phrases to speak up clearly. Jump in, make a point, get straight to the point, circle back to sum up.
Part B was about why we freeze, translating in our heads, being put on the spot, second-guessing ourselves, overthinking, losing our train of thought.
And part C was how to fix it. Pause before you speak, keep it simple, ask for clarification, practice out loud, and build your confidence.
And next time, we're staying in the office world, talking about how to give feedback at work in English, without sounding harsh or too soft.
That one's going to be useful for a lot of you.
If any part of today felt familiar, you're honestly in good company. This is one of the most common struggles for English learners at work.
Absolutely. And it gets easier every time you practice it. If this helped, hit like, subscribe, and share it with a coworker who needs it too.
See you in the next one.
Hi, everyone.
Bye!